Hello again, I am Blunty, and a few months ago at the very first PAX Australia Gamers Expo I got my first taste of SteelSeries gaming gear, which has just become locally available here in the lands of Oz. But now I've spent some time hands-on with a pair of products from SteelSeries, two of the essential bits of PC gaming gear as a matter of fact, a headset and a nicely programmable keyboard. So let's do the headset first. These are the Siberia version 2 Heat Orange editions. Now, I've said this before, but headsets aren't really the very best product to try and do a video review on because they don't really do much visually to show you how they work, and you can't really hear it for yourself how they sound. But what I can do is run you through why I like them. First up, as you can see, they light up, which is actually kind of useless for you, the end user, because you can't actually see the lights on the ear cups, but it is a kind of nice bit of bling anyway. And you can either have the lights on and throb slowly or quickly or flicker or pulse according to the input, so it's kind of fun at lands and stuff, I guess. Or you can even turn the lights off completely if you happen to lack a sense of fun in your entire life and are a boring person who I would never want to have a conversation with. The ear cups are large and encompass the big 50mm drivers. The padding is nice and soft and are actually some of the most comfortable I've ever tried. They isolate external noise very nicely too. Additional comfort is supplied by the suspension band, which, unlike a lot of other headphones, actually makes the headset feel very light and doesn't press down on your skull with enough pressure to cause any discomfort even after a few hours of use. And that's something special when it comes to headsets. And of course the all-important sound is pretty nice too. It's rich and clear, it has some good depth, but without being stupidly bassy so that everything gets muddy. Highs are crisp without being piercing, and the mid-range is nicely detailed. All in all, a pretty well-balanced and pleasantly natural sound. It's USB connected, so if your sound card or usual headset outputs on your PC or laptop are a bit crappy, it doesn't matter. The headset essentially has its own integrated sound card built in, and that means you can also create some customized equalizer profiles using the SteelSeries engine software. There's an inline volume control and an on-off switch for the mic, which, and this is my favourite kind of headset mic, can withdraw completely into the earpiece, so when you're not using it, it's not dangling there in front of your face or sticking up to the side uselessly. It pulls out and slides away smoothly and easily and is fully positionable. The mic's sound isn't spectacular studio quality type stuff. I mean, I wouldn't use it for my voiceovers in my videos, for instance, but it does have active noise cancelling and it is specifically tuned for clear voice chat, and after all, that's what's important for in-game chat: clarity. So you're listening to it now, by the way, just in case you weren't smart enough to figure out why I suddenly sounded different. Duh. The very lightweight nature and surprising comfort of this headset would make it a very good choice for those of you who camp out in extended gaming sessions. I've worn these things for hours on end without the slightest discomfort at all, and that's just groovy as far as I'm concerned. What you're going to pay for a set seems to vary a fair bit depending on where you shop and when, so punch it into Google and find the best bargain available right now for you. But the average Aussie dollar count seems to be somewhere close to $130. So next up, the SteelSeries Apex Keyboard. Well, firstly and most importantly for a keyboard, you'll find at a cursory exploration that it does indeed have a whole bunch of keys with what you can poke at to make things happen on your computer machine. And already you're probably growing weary of that gag, so let's move on. The keys have a nice low profile and a decent travel with a nice action. And as for the things that make the Apex worth checking out as a bit of gamer's gear, and I mean aside from the nifty light show, which does have a practical use by the way, I'll get to that in a second. The first thing of note is the oversized spacebar, which makes it super slappable without risk of walloping nearby keys accidentally. It's got a nice long sloped profile and a deep rest area, which is super comfortable and won't dig into your damn palms. The Apex has a set of macro keys above the standard F row keys, and they all sit proud, so they're super easy to land on when you're throwing macro combos around. Down the left side, there's twin columns of 10 more programmable macro keys, and above those, special layer selection keys, which means you actually have access to up to 88 macro keys in total, and with the addition of the rest of the programmable keys, you wind up with a total of 504 programmable keys, which is kind of mental. And this is where the Illumination comes in. You've got a palette of 16.8 million colours to choose from, and 8 levels of brightness. And the lighting is broken up into 5 discrete zones on the keyboard, which can each be set to a different colour and brightness. And you can set a completely unique illumination scheme for each of the 4 macro layers, so you can easily tell at a glance what layer mode you're in and give yourself reminders of how you've got them all grouped up. The Apex has also been designed with clever anti-key ghosting for all the common gaming keys, allowing proper registration of 6 simultaneous key presses without locking or ghosting of any kind. You'll find locator bumps on the W key to make it easy to return to the WSAD position by blind touch alone, and your standard arrow keys are joined by an additional pair for some extra flexibility there too. And you can even disable the Windows key at will with a simple 2-key combo. Hold down the SteelSeries key and tap the Windows key to toggle it on or off to let you avoid accidentally popping out of input focus for your game. And of course, as with any keyboard worth a damn, a batch of dedicated media keys rounds out the tappables. Other notables include the twin USB sockets up top and some accent lights at the sides, which are, again, good for nothing but looking kind of sweet. And they do, really. I like them anyway. If you're paying in Aussie cashola, you'll only need about 129 Australia cashola units, which, considering the feature set, customizability, flexibility, generally solid build quality, and of course that nifty light-up bling factor, is a pretty good value proposition as far as I'm concerned. At least if you're a gamer who spends long hours at the board, and especially to those of you who rely on macro combos and programmable keys to get your pawnage on. The multi-layer capability here is pretty damn sweet for that kind of stuff. So there you go. I'm happy to report the initial impression of the SteelSeries gear I got at PAX Australia was reinforced with some hands-on time. Performance, good. Build quality, good. Design, build, fit and finish, all good. And value for money, good. So I really can't ask for more out of my gear, really. So it's kind of a no-brainer that I will be adding SteelSeries to my list of must-check-out brands next time I need me some PC gaming gear. I really like their design philosophy as well. It's not super flashy or ridiculously trashy blingy like some brands I won't mention by name, but you know them. And it's not really boring or dry and plain as others. And it does it all without compromising on the actual usability of the thing. So it suits me really well. Drop a comment, let us know what you think of the SteelSeries gear. Thanks for watching, I am Blunty, and I will catch you next time.